Have you ever been in a place where you expected to find peace, but something felt off? Perhaps at a service or gathering, surrounded by people, yet feeling distant at heart. This feeling is more common than it seems, and it might be a sign that you're awakening to something greater. Many chosen ones experience this in silence, fearing judgment for questioning what once seemed untouchable. But here's the truth. Your search for a more authentic connection with God is not a mistake. It's a calling. And you're not alone. This discomfort you're feeling isn't the end of your spiritual journey. It's the beginning of something transformative. You may find yourself asking, if it's not here, then where do I belong? Am I drifting away from God? Don't worry. There's a path that makes sense, one where your faith and heart can align. And the first step to understanding this is accepting what you're feeling. If you've experienced this restlessness or are feeling it now, subscribe to the channel. Here you'll find answers, inspiration, and stories from others who, like you, are searching for a deeper purpose. Let's begin by exploring how this sense of disconnection might be the first sign that your spiritual journey is evolving. 1. Feeling out of place, the first sign of transformation. Have you ever felt out of place in a space where you should find peace? Perhaps in church, where the once comforting environment now feels distant. For many chosen ones, this is a sign of inner transformation, not a loss of faith. It's like growing and realizing that some clothes no longer fit. You haven't done anything wrong. You've simply grown. The same happens with your spirituality. Sometimes what once made sense begins to feel too small for the vastness of what you're feeling inside. It might feel uncomfortable at first, as if you're out of place. But this isn't a bad thing. That feeling of disconnection is the start of something new. It's like a seed within you, ready to grow and explore something greater. You might even ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Am I the problem? No, you are not the problem. What's happening is an awakening. It's as if your soul is calling you to pay attention to something deeper, something that can't be found solely within the walls of a temple. This discomfort isn't a rejection of the church, but a message from your heart, telling you there's more to discover. And here's the most interesting part. This feeling of something's not right is often the first step on an incredible journey. It's like sensing that there's something beyond the horizon and deciding to explore it. You're not losing your faith. You're finding a different way to live it. One that's more aligned with who you truly are. You may be wondering, if I'm changing, is it just me or has the church changed too? This reflection brings us to an important question. How has the essence of the church changed over time? Let's explore what might be behind this sense of discomfort. 2. The loss of essence. What has changed in the church? Some things that should be simple end up becoming complicated, and for many chosen ones, the church reflects this shift. What was once welcoming and filled with love now seems to have lost its essence. Imagine going to church seeking peace, only to realize that there's more concern about the clothes you're wearing than what's in your heart. Or instead of hearing about love, humility, and faith, the sermons begin to sound like a list of rules. It's confusing, isn't it? And you start to wonder, is it just here, or am I seeing something no one else notices? Many chosen ones share this feeling. The church should be a place where everyone feels embraced, like a family. But sometimes it seems the focus has shifted. It's more about appearances than what truly matters. Does God care more about how you look or the sincerity of your heart? If you've ever felt this way, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think it's the church that has changed, or is it you? Here's an important point. That feeling that the essence has been lost doesn't mean everything is wrong. Perhaps it's just a sign that you're seeing something others haven't yet noticed. When the church stops being a refuge for the soul and starts feeling more like a place of demands, it's natural to feel disconnected. Now think with me. What should the essence of the church truly be? Many believe it's about faith, love, and communion with God. But when these priorities are replaced with rigid rules or questionable practices, it becomes challenging for the chosen ones to remain. Do you feel this happening around you? And speaking of priorities, a delicate question arises. What happens when the pursuit of faith is replaced by materialism? Let's delve into this conflict and understand why it's so challenging for the chosen ones. 3. Materialism or true faith, the conflict that distances the chosen ones. When we think about the essence of spirituality, we envision something pure, connected to the heart, free from secondary interests. Yet for many chosen ones, it's hard to ignore a reality that seems increasingly evident: the rise of materialism in many churches. Faith, which should be measured by devotion and sincerity of spirit, often appears tied to numbers, financial goals, or outward displays of status. Frequently, the message shifts to an uncomfortable place. Instead of words about love or the pursuit of connection with God, there's an increasing focus on financial donations, building luxurious temples, or practices that prioritize the external over the internal. Generosity is not inherently wrong. In fact, helping the church and community is a virtue. But when such help becomes a requirement or a measure of faith, the chosen ones begin to feel that something is off. The conflict between spirituality and materialism isn't new. The Bible teaches, no one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money. Matthew 6:24. For the chosen ones, this resonates deeply when they observe that, in some churches, money seems to outweigh faith or love. Displays of wealth in some churches affect the chosen ones profoundly. Leaders flaunting material possessions or emphasizing fundraising often create discomfort. Many ask themselves, is this truly the purpose of the church? For those seeking authentic spirituality, this misalignment between divine essence and material practices becomes impossible to ignore. This disconnection creates an internal rupture. A place that should be a haven for the soul may begin to feel oppressive, burdening rather than comforting. For the chosen ones, this rupture is a pivotal moment in their spiritual journey. It's not just about questioning the environment, but listening to the inner voice that insists something isn't right. When the practices of an institution fail to resonate with the spiritual calling, seeking alternatives becomes inevitable. Let's explore how this pursuit of a direct connection with God reshapes faith and reveals a more authentic path. 4. Seeking God without intermediaries. Imagine yourself in a serene forest, surrounded only by the sounds of birds and the wind dancing through the trees. In this moment of peace, you feel a divine presence, something so pure it seems to speak directly to your heart. No intermediaries, no rehearsed words, just you and God. This is the kind of connection many chosen ones seek, a direct and sincere bond without barriers or external interference. For some, this journey begins with a feeling of emptiness. They realize that even within the church, something essential seems to be missing. The words and rituals don't reach the core of their spirituality. The need to find God in a simpler, more authentic way grows, and the chosen ones begin to look beyond traditional structures. This search is not a rejection of the church or its practices, but a deep desire to draw closer to the Creator in a more intimate way. Prayer and meditation become powerful tools on this journey. Have you ever tried, in a moment of silence, to simply listen? It's like tuning into a unique frequency where you can feel the divine presence in everything around you, in the wind, the sunlight, even your own breath. The chosen ones come to understand that God is not confined to temples or rituals. He is everywhere. This realization doesn't mean abandoning a faith community, but finding a balance that allows for a truer connection. If you've experienced something like this or feel that you're on this journey, why not like this video to support this reflection? Your engagement helps share this message and reach others who are on a similar path. This search often comes with challenges. Listening to divine intuition can mean questioning places or practices that once seemed unquestionable. Let's discuss how to recognize the call of the heart and navigate the signs that it's time for a change. 5. When the heart says, "This is no longer my place." Sometimes the soul sends clear signals that something is not right. For the chosen ones, this feeling may arise as a persistent unease during moments that should bring peace. The church, once a place of refuge and spiritual communion, begins to feel like a space that no longer nourishes the essence of their journey. This sensation is not a rejection of faith, but a reflection of a profound change occurring within. This sense of disconnection is often accompanied by doubts and questions. Why does the heart remain empty, even while participating in church activities? Why do the rituals and traditions that once brought comfort now feel distant? These questions don't indicate weakness, but rather an awakening to something greater. It is divine intuition showing that it is time to seek a different path. Acknowledging that this is no longer my place takes courage. Admitting that a once meaningful space no longer resonates with your soul is not easy, but ignoring it can lead to even greater internal conflict. This process is not about rejecting the church, but about understanding that spiritual growth often requires change. When the heart insists that something is misaligned, it is a call to explore new paths and possibilities. It is an invitation to listen to your inner voice and trust that there is more waiting for you. This transition can be challenging, but it is also an opportunity to rediscover faith in a way that is more authentic and aligned with your divine purpose. Recognizing these signs helps the chosen ones realize that their connection with God goes beyond any specific place. Let's explore how practices like prayer and meditation become essential tools on this spiritual journey. 6. Facing judgment, the courage to follow the right path. Imagine deciding to take a different path, guided by what your heart truly believes. At first, it feels like a light illuminating your steps, but soon come the looks of doubt, the unexpected comments, and sometimes even criticism from people you never expected. For many chosen ones, this is a reality when they choose to follow a journey more aligned with their spiritual intuition. Often, judgment comes disguised as concern. Why aren't you going to church anymore? Have you lost your faith? These questions can be painful, especially when they come from close ones. But for the chosen, the courage to listen to their soul and follow what truly resonates within is what keeps them strong. It's like swimming against the current, knowing that calmer waters await at the end. Dealing with judgment is not easy. No one wants to be misunderstood or disappoint others, but ignoring your inner calling would be a betrayal of your essence. Have you experienced this? Have you ever felt questioned or even isolated for following what you believe is right? Share your experience in the comments. It's important to know we're not alone on this journey. The greatest challenge for the chosen is navigating the duality. On one hand, there's the desire to maintain relationships and avoid conflict. On the other, there's the need to stay true to the path your heart points to. Balancing this requires patience, love, and above all, trust in your connection with God, who is always present, even in the loneliest moments. When you overcome the fear of judgment, something powerful happens. An inner freedom begins to emerge. You realize you don't need others' approval to feel connected to the divine. This freedom sustains the chosen ones as they seek practices that strengthen their spirituality and bring peace, such as prayer and meditation. These transformative practices become an anchor amidst the challenges of the world. Let's explore how prayer becomes a real conversation with God and how meditation brings clarity to chaos. 7. The power of prayer and meditation in direct connection with God. Prayer and meditation are more than spiritual practices. They are gateways to a deep and direct connection with God. For the chosen, these moments represent a sacred space where they can hear, feel, and understand what truly matters, free from distractions or external interference. These tools are fundamental for those seeking to strengthen their spirituality outside traditional structures. Prayer is like opening your heart and letting everything flow. It doesn't matter where you are or the words you use. What matters is sincerity. There's no need to follow a rigid format or deliver an elaborate speech. God doesn't demand perfection, but authenticity. In this simple act of communication, the chosen find strength and clarity to face daily doubts and challenges. Meditation, on the other hand, is an invitation to silence. In a world full of noise, where external demands often drown out the inner voice, taking a moment to listen to yourself can feel like a luxury. Yet, for the chosen, this pause is essential. During meditation, the soul reorganizes, thoughts align, and the divine presence becomes more perceptible. This moment of stillness helps calm the mind and bring clarity to important decisions. When practiced regularly, prayer and meditation strengthen faith and transform how the chosen navigate the world. These practices create a solid foundation to face challenges with confidence. It's as if the connection with God becomes a shield, protecting and guiding them through every moment. However, this process of spiritual strengthening is not just for personal benefit. The light that the chosen find in these moments begins to reflect in their actions, words, and even the energy they exude. This transformation does not go unnoticed by those around them, creating impact even without intention. This inner light doesn't just transform the chosen, but also everyone around them. Let's explore how this personal transformation inspires and influences others, even in subtle ways. 8. The light of the chosen. How their transformation impacts others. When the chosen connect deeply with God, something in their energy changes. This transformation is not only visible to themselves, but also to those around them. The inner light born from this spiritual connection doesn't need words or grand gestures to be noticed. It simply is. This glow manifests in attitudes, the way they handle life situations, and the calm they radiate, even in the face of challenges. This light is not about perfection or status, but about authenticity. The chosen, by living aligned with their essence and purpose, become living examples of how faith and spirituality can transform a life. This inspires those who observe them. Often unknowingly, the chosen positively influence family, friends, and even strangers, simply through the way they live and approach their journey. The transformation of the chosen creates ripples of impact, much like a stone dropped into a lake, spreading waves outward. Small actions, a word of encouragement, a kind gesture, or even their approach to adversity can profoundly touch those around them. This impact goes beyond the visible, because the example set by a life connected to the divine is powerful and resonates on levels that aren't always immediately apparent. This light does not seek attention. It naturally arises from a sincere spiritual journey, being authentic and attracting those who seek peace and purpose. The chosen do not need to force anything. Their presence alone exudes an energy that inspires and comforts. However, this positive impact can also bring challenges. Not everyone around the chosen understands or accepts this transformation. Some may respond with resistance, doubts, or even distance. This is one of the great tests of the spiritual journey, to continue being a light, even when external reactions are not welcoming. While this light inspires, not everyone comprehends it. Let's discuss how to navigate the solitude and misunderstandings that may arise from this process and find strength to keep shining. 9. Overcoming spiritual solitude. You are not alone. When a chosen one decides to take a different path, guided by intuition and a direct connection with God, moments of solitude naturally arise. Often, friends, family, or even the community that once offered support may struggle to understand or accept this transformation. This solitude is not just physical, but also spiritual, as if you're walking a road that few around you can see. This feeling can be challenging. You may ask yourself, am I wrong to feel this way? Why does no one understand what I'm experiencing? These questions are normal and are part of the journey. The truth is, spiritual solitude, though painful, is also a time of strengthening. In this space, you learn to trust yourself and your connection with God, finding a type of support that doesn't depend on external validation. It's important to remember that you are not truly alone. Many people around the world are experiencing the same challenges, facing the same trials, and seeking the same spiritual essence. While they may not always be physically near, they exist. Have you felt this solitude in your journey? Share your experience in the comments. It may help others walking a similar path. Solitude also teaches a valuable lesson: spiritual independence. In these moments, the chosen ones discover that their strength lies not in external support, but in their direct connection with the divine. As you overcome this period, you realize that God is never far. He is present at every step, offering guidance even when the road feels empty. Spiritual independence doesn't mean walking alone. Genuine connections, though rare, can bring comfort and renew faith. This is why the journey of the chosen is not about quantity, but the quality of connections with others. Solitude can transform into an opportunity to discover a greater mission. Let's explore how every challenge faced helps the chosen find strength and purpose. 10. The Greater Calling, discovering the truth of your mission. Each chosen one carries a unique purpose that extends beyond the challenges they face. Struggles such as distancing from the church, enduring judgment from others, and experiencing spiritual solitude are part of a larger process of growth. These moments are not merely obstacles. They are pieces of a puzzle revealing the greater calling you are meant to fulfill. This purpose is not confined to your personal transformation, but includes the impact you have on others. Great actions aren't required. Often it's the small gestures, a piece of advice, leading by example, or a kind word that fulfill the mission of the chosen. The light you carry has the power to inspire and bring comfort to those who cross your path. The Greater Calling is about bringing hope to a lost world. It's not about changing the world alone, but aligning your actions with a larger plan that touches and transforms other lives. Fulfilling this purpose requires resilience, as not everyone will understand or accept your journey. Some may resist or even reject your changes, but these moments are necessary to strengthen your faith and deepen your connection with God. They help shape your inner strength and clarify your true self. When a chosen one discovers and aligns with their mission, their life becomes a living testimony of faith and transformation. This alignment brings meaning not only to your journey, but also to the impact you create in the lives of others, proving that every challenge faced is part of a greater plan. Now that we understand how challenges shape the purpose of the chosen, it's time to tie together everything we've explored. In the conclusion, we'll consolidate these insights and delve into how to live in harmony with this calling. Congratulations on staying with me until the end. The fact that you watched this far shows your commitment to something truly important: your self-discovery and spiritual growth. This is something few people have the courage to pursue, so congratulations on taking this step. Every moment you dedicate to your journey is an investment in your connection with something greater. Now, I want to invite you to keep exploring this path. On the screen, you'll find a link to an amazing playlist full of videos that can further support your spiritual journey. Just click on the screen or check the link in the video description. I'm confident you'll find content that resonates with what you feel and seek. And don't stop here. In the last few seconds, you'll also see a link to the next video I've specially chosen for you. It's the next step on this journey and could hold the answers you've been looking for. Click on it and dive deeper. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, click the link on the screen now, activate the bell, and give this video a like. Don't forget to comment below on what touched you most in this content and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.